Popping your gums with Vinny and Hessey. Yeah!
All right, what's up? Yo, we are back. I'm Hessey. This is Vinny.
What's up?
Sup, yo. So, let's just do it like we normally. What's our start off? How your week went?
I'm a little hungover.
Oh, yes. That's okay. Let's hear about this,
It's been a rough day.
dude.
So
You do realize like you're old man now.
yeah, I do realize I'm an old man.
You definitely probably realized that today, huh?
Gosh. It wasn't as bad as it's ever been, but it's still slow going today. Went over to Cooper's last night and we watched the fights. And I was like, yeah, I can keep up. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Like, you want to do a shot? I'm like, yeah, no problem. You want a chaser? You want a soda? And I'm like, no, I'm good.
I'm a
Made two of
grown
those,
ass
and then-
man.
Oh gosh, they hit
I guess depends on what were you taking shots of.
I think it was like some strawberry flavored vodka.
Oh, you just being a Russianette or
Just-
what? Because I think they call it a Russian. Like if you take shots of vodka,
You just drink vodka straight.
yeah, straight up vodka, dude. That's like you want to. I remember this is back when I was in high school, like towards the because I didn't drink till later, so I had to probably be like a senior. So it was a senior in high school after sports, and I went to a party. This is the first time I had ever even drank. And this dude was like, "You want to be a Russian?" I'm like, "I don't know what that is, bro." But it's like, I'd already had, dude. So I won't get fully into this story because then we'll hear about yours. We'll just kind of dub in. But I had some I swear you bought me some malt liquor or something.
I didn't
some
buy you shit.
Cougar. Yeah,
No,
you didn't.
I did
No,
not give
somebody of age.
Minors? No,
Somebody.
not me.
So I found it. I stole it. I
even know
stole
what
it
it
from you. I stole it from you. Dude, it was like, I don't remember, Cougar Ice or something. Somebody might even know. I swear it was a malt liquor. It was like a 32 ounce. It was in glass too. Like it was glass. And
I have no clue.
I don't know, whatever it was, I got two of them. And so I was like, I drank the first one, and it's like you and beer, how much you like beer. Yeah, dude. No, but I remember it was not good. Like
No.
the taste of it and stuff, and I was just like, so I just kept like chugging it, like big chugs, so like because I didn't want to have to like I was on a mission. It wasn't for like it wasn't for like sipping and tasting. It was like I was on a mission. Like I was like, oh, I'm drinking. Yeah, I'm drinking this time. Like I'm drinking, so I already have it. This is what I got. And I remember we were driving from Richfield to Monroe because there was a party in Monroe, but it was not a non-drinking party. It was like the goody girls, but we had to like make our rounds. You know what I mean? So
And for all those out there, Monroe, Richfield,
yeah, what's the
8 miles away.
what's
8 miles.
okay, I was hoping it was further. So because before we got to if Matt Mortenson's listening, you remember Matt Mortenson?
I do remember Matt. Yeah.
So he was driving. It was in that little red car of his. I don't even know whatever kind of car that thing was, that little jalopy that he had. And I was like, I remember coming through. Well, how far is Aurora from Richfield?
Aurora?
Is that
Richfield?
Aurora, that little town in between the two?
I mean Austin.
Is that where you drive through to go to Monroe?
Yeah. Yeah.
Austin. Yeah.
So Austin to Monroe is like 2 miles.
Well, what's from Richfield to Austin?
6.
6? Right around
Yeah.
there? I was like, the lights were getting
Dude,
weird.
6.
And I was like, bro, I started getting long in the face, dude. All horse face. He's like, what? I'm like, I think I'm buzzing, bro.
Wrong. In the face.
Dude,
I can't feel my face.
I can't feel my lip, like that kind of thing, dude. So I was like, Oh man, and then it was just like I was just like heavy. Oh, and he's like, bro, he's like, we're going to the whoever's house it was. Man, it was like, oh, you know who it was? Del Marie Johnson.
Rings a bell.
Yeah, Garrett Johnson's older sister.
Okay.
They lived over there, like by the high school, just out past the high school. Anyways, all those girls, that crew, like. Yeah. Amy Meekum, Jamie King, all those girls like that.
Yeah.
That was their party. And I come rolling up in there and they all come running out. Hey, what's up? And I was just like, oh, man. So it's like I'm trying to play it cool. Anyways, so that goes on. So we leave that party and go back to Richfield. And I get to that one. And that's where that dude's like, you want to be come in, you want to be a Russian? And I was just like, I don't know what that is, bro. And it was straight up. But it wasn't flavored. It was right out of, and I'm pretty sure it was like some Cormix or whatever that stuff is called, like triple distilled jug of it, and it's plastic.
Yeah.
It's in the plastic jug.
If it was the big one, it might have been $7.
Oh, dude, it was terrible.
It's like instant heartburn as soon as you drink it.
Yeah, I never even done anything like that in my life, and I instantly regretted it. He was like, "Here you go, take a shot," and I was like,
with malt liquor.
No, the malt liquor. I'd already drank it.
I understand, but that's in your gut.
Oh, dude, I don't know what happened. I swear, it was like I just drank fire, like all the way down, and it didn't taste good, and it went down and it hit the bottom of my stomach, and I was like, "Oh gosh, who does this? Why?" Like I thought people were doing it like they enjoyed doing it.
No,
but no, unless you're Russian, I guess.
Just to like,
God, it still gives me the things like I can still feel it.
It warms them up over there where it's cold in Russia. They just drink on that. They warm.
That's why you see them videos of them. When you see the Russian dudes like in the back alleyway, and they're like this scrawny dudes wearing like Dickies and like a dirty button-up shirt, and they're trying to street fight each other, and they're swinging like 3 feet away from each other, not even hitting.
Yeah.
Or they overswing and fall down. That's from being a Russian. That's from straight shooting vodka right there, dude. That's like you're in the spirit world if you do that stuff.
Vodka is pretty close to like as strong and taste. I mean, I've only had moonshine a couple times, but it is vodka and moonshine. They make it as potent as they can before you go blind, so that you get as fast as you can.
Amen to that. That's no joke. You need to stay away from that stuff. Dude, that's a difference. So now we're to yours. That's why I said Russianette, because yours is strawberry flavored vodka.
Yeah, Cooper was like, "You want to do some shots and stuff?" And I'm like, "Well, you got like Jack Fire, you got some Fireball." He goes, he already told me I got vodka and we got Malibu rum. And I'm like, "You don't have any like Jack? Or
like, you don't got no like some manly stuff, some whiskeys?"
Dude, this is what we've got. And I'm like, okay, I'll do the strawberry stuff.
I mean, Malibu rum, I feel like that's just like taking a shot of sunscreen.
Yeah. So I went with the vodka stuff, but I
did you guys put them in cups?
He did put them in cups, yeah.
No, fancied it up, not just straight out the bottle.
No, not the bottle. No, they were.
Was the bottle glass?
Yeah.
Okay, Smirnoff.
Smirnoff, yeah.
Okay.
So at least I mean, whatever. And he asked.
So was there like a time frame? Like, have we already had some beers, or we just like let's just get after some?
No, we did 2 beers. We had dinner. He cooked a great dinner. I asked him if he bought the chicken. I'm like, "Dude, did you buy this chicken already seasoned?" He's like, "No, I didn't." I'm like, "Good job." Like,
Nice. I like it.
So he's Kayla says, he's the cook.
He's growing up, dude. I like it.
He did a way good job on dinner. And so we had dinner, and I had a beer with dinner. I stopped and got some limes just because, I was fancying up my beers. And
what kind of beers did you get?
Just ultras.
Wait, you put lime in ultra?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good, huh?
Yeah, it gets rid of the beer flavor.
Fair enough.
I make my own bitch beers. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, so we had a couple of those. We did the shot. I told him I'd just drink the beer with the shot. Did fine. we watched some of the fights. The girl fight was really well. It was a good fight. And then Sugar and somebody else. I don't keep up with the fights. I wish I might have to start to do that a little bit more. But so we were pretty excited about that. And he's like, all right, one more shot. And this was a little heavy shot. I mean, he just finished off the bottle, split it between the two of us. So I just drank that too. And by the time the fight was over, I was 4 beers, 2 shots. And yeah, I was feeling it pretty well.
Yeah.
Got home, laid in bed, almost got the spins. I'm like, this.
Uh-oh.
It was a little after midnight, and I was out. Emily woke up about 3 o'clock. She got up, used the bathroom, whatever, and then she's like, I could smell your sweat in the bedroom. It was so. I woke up in the morning. I'm like, I had to flip my pillow over.
But also for the listeners that are coming on later, Vinny and I have talked about it on previous ones. His wife keeps the house like scorching hot, and so your bedroom was probably like Vinny has no say. Like he has to just either have a fan or just sweat his bag off. So what do you think? What do you think the temperature was? So people know, like this is what kind of sweating's going on.
All right, so the
like, what do you think the temperature was in your?
I know what it is.
You know.
I'll tell you right now.
People may not want to know, but you're about to hear.
Thermostat in the hallway was 73, and the heater in the corner of the bedroom was on. Well, like we have one of those stand-up heaters. It's kind of a white noise, but it's a heater at the same time. It's not white noise,
bro.
But that's the excuse.
It's for heat.
So yeah, so I had a heater going in the corner, which blows across me to get to her, and the heater, the air conditioner wasn't even on. Because when I woke up at 8 o'clock,
it was switched off.
It was switched off.
And you have central air.
And I have central air, yeah.
Oh, so you're probably pushing close to 80.
Oh, easy.
Oh.
I woke up at 8 o'clock this morning, flipped my pillow over because I couldn't sleep in my own sweat anymore. It was bad.
Dude. Let's take a moment of silence.
I didn't have a headache.
Ouch.
Dude, that was good.
Dude, I don't know if that, yeah. I mean, I'm surprised I'd woke up cramped.
Yeah,
do you just wake up just raging mad?
No.
You're just used to it now?
Yeah.
I remember we were hunting one time in Walker. We were out all night trapping. So we used to hunt. When we'd go coyote hunting, we'd go pull the toy hauler out, set up at night. Like we'd go after work, to go for like the weekend, and we're like a 3-day or kind of like what we do now.
Yeah.
And we pulled out, took the trailer out, and we would burn both ends of the candle, man. We would haul the trailer out, unload like the razor or whatever, get all the trapping stuff, and then we would head out at night and we would set traps all night. Well, most of the night. And I remember we got like a flat tire in the razor. And so it was freezing cold. Snow, we were up in the snow. So we took it in the toy hauler, had the heater on, and was plugging it and getting it all fixed up because you couldn't bear it sitting outside trying to use your fingers on cold metal.
Yeah.
So we had the heater on and all that stuff. Got it fixed, did that stuff, came back, and it was freezing cold. Got all of our gear off and then went to bed. And I remember him waking up a few hours later. I couldn't tell you the time frame. We were probably in bed by 2, and he was up by 5 in the morning because we were getting ready to go hunt or whatever. It was only 4 hours sleep or whatever. Dude, he woke up in a sheer panic. I thought he had been shot or was being attacked or something. He was just he's making all this noise, dude, and he swings open. He just rips the door open. He's standing there in his underwear, and that heater had been on. We cranked it on when we got in there because it was so cold and forgot to turn it down. So the thing was just on. It was 80 degrees in there, and it was a rough go. He was not happy with me on that one. I'm like, so that's why I wondered if you always woke up in a rage.
No, I don't wake up in a rage. A lot of times I'll wake up in the middle of the night and go get some water down to
some new chonies.
No, I just get back in bed.
Just keep them sweaty. No need to waste. No need to waste them. Waste clean ones.
Changing
all right.
Off to the gym.
Good on you, dude. Good on you. That's cool. So the fights are good. Got white girl wasted. There was a little bit of rushing at there.
Yeah, and
So Cooper got his own place now?
he's got his own place. Yeah.
They got that apartment then, huh?
Yes, they did. It's a
Right
nice
on.
one. Brand new.
Good deal. Did
Ice
you
cream all day. Tried to do
Huh?
ice cream before that. I was doing ice cream all day yesterday in the ice cream truck. Took it out like 2 in the afternoon till almost 8 o'clock at night. And
did it rain?
yeah, that's what I was kind of like, okay, I got to go. I was over in Central, which is a few miles south of Richfield, and the thunder came, and I could watch the clouds. The rain was coming down the road. You could see the line of just splashing water, and I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Packed it all up, started heading down the highway, and like you saw on my book face there, you saw that dog. There was a dog running down the middle of the highway, just running right down the center line, and I'm just like, oh. And it looked like a good dog. It had a bandana thing around its neck, looked clean and everything. So I pulled the ice cream truck over and called it over, and it got close enough and let me kind of just pet it. So then I went to pick it up and put it in the van just so that it didn't get hit by a car on the highway. And I thought for sure as soon as I was going to pick it up, I was like, man, this dog's going to be like all scared. I'm going to go pick it up, and it's just going to go, but it didn't. So I got it in the van, took some pictures, posted it on Facebook and whatnot, and then some people were like, oh, I think that's my neighbors. I called my neighbors, and yeah, they came and got it last night. So the dog was
rescued. Good job, dude.
Yeah.
Did your good deed.
I did my
Good deed
good
for the day, huh?
Yeah. Other than that,
I'm glad it wasn't a kid.
Well, that's true.
Here comes the old ice cream truck picking up some kid running down the street. Oh man, that's gonna make it on the
I would
news.
just make the kid stand there, and I would call 911 and be like, "Hey, I found this kid on the highway.
Hey, I got this kid, and I'm giving him ice cream."
And I'm like, I'm not.
I'm in a ice cream van.
Stand out
They're like,
here.
oh no, we'll come get him.
We'll come get exactly. People on the highway watch me loading kids up in the ice cream truck. Yeah.
That's
Dogs
awesome.
are fine. Kids, no.
Dog, yeah, you gotta stay clear of that.
Yeah.
Hey, did you come up with some Utah history?
Yeah, no, I did not.
No.
Did we talk about this on the last one? That Utah history is the most boring state.
Did you come up with history in general?
I tried to look up the Skinwalker Ranch in Utah. There's a Skinwalker Ranch. It's supposed to have a lot of paranormal activity, stuff like that. It was very vague. Like I think I'd have to deep dive into that thing for like 3 days to find anything interesting. But other than that, I know there's a Skinwalker Ranch that they've, with all this UFO stuff that we've been hearing about on the news and stuff like that.
There's I think there is a series on Netflix, Skinwalker Ranch.
Yeah, it had a bunch of stuff on there. Joe Rogan did an episode. I don't remember the year on that, but it went through and showed when Skinwalker Ranch, what it's been on, like paranormal activities, ancient aliens, stuff like that. Like people have gone out there and done a lot of stuff out there. So I did.
Yeah, because they some cows came up dead or something, like a whole bunch of them, and they weren't sure of what. But I started watching it, I think, is why I remember that.
Oh, okay.
And it was boring as hell. And they didn't have, all they do was talk about it, and they had those little specometer things, and they're like, oh yeah, we got some, they're like Ghostbusters, dude. Yeah, there's some readings here along this fence. Yeah. Oh yeah, yep, that's where one of the calves were dead. And I'm just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Like,
I even tried to listen to a podcast about mystical mysteries of Utah. And when I leave Salina to go to Wayne County, it's kind of a dead zone, so I just have to let the podcast play. Like it has enough stored.
It's buffered. It's buffered it out. Yeah.
I couldn't change it because I should have just shut it off because it would have been better than listening to it. But
you couldn't do it because you were driving, and so you go hands free.
Hands free.
That's why. Yeah.
I can just push the button on my headphones and just pause it.
Just shut it off.
Yeah. But yeah, and I was like, okay, this sounds interesting, whatever. Like it should be something interesting to listen to. Oh my god! As soon as I got service, I'm like, nope, done. Switch it back over to something else. But yeah, it's been hard. Like you and I talked about it. I got to find some history with something. It's probably not going to be Utah. They were talking about petrified forest in Arizona, 400 miles. There's a carbon copy in Utah, and I'm like,
just swerving off the road. Wow, wow, wow. Hitting the old noise.
Like, great.
Well, you dude. So yeah, just look something out. I was talking to a guy, dude. I'm gonna try to get him on here with us one of these times. This dude has he's got some stories, man.
Good. He's got to be more interesting than us.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I go that far, but no. He was telling me about there's a guy that lives here in town. It was his neighbor, and so this history from I think it was World War. Don't quote me on it because he's got the better story of it. But it's he goes to the gym too.
Yeah.
And so I was at his shop dude. He's got a whole wall of he's like an avid hunter, dude. He's got every. I think he's got they call it the classic four or whatever, the great four. I don't know what they call it, of the sheep, of the rams. I mean, so it's all the different kinds of rams, like the Silver State ram, the ball. He has them. It's pretty cool. It's epic. So he's telling me the story about his neighbor, and his neighbor's just this super cool, just kind of a rough cut. He knew he was a veteran. Talks to him all the time about it, and he's I could tell he's a badass, you know. But the dude was super humble, never really said much about nothing, and he told me his name. But I don't want to give the whole thing away. But this dude, because I will get him on, ends up he's watching some series about World War II. I think is what World War I or II. I'm not sure the year, so I'd have that's where I can't tell you what it is. It's one of those World War I or II, and the dude's on this war show. They say his name, and then Jeff, the guy that I was talking to, was like, wait, what? Rewounds and plays it, and then is paying attention, and it's his neighbor.
Yeah.
Who ends up saving, they go down in, enemy territory or whatever, and he ends up saving, he holds off, a whole platoon of these dudes trying to get him.
Yeah.
And saves everybody but one guy because he'd already died in the wreck. But there was I think seven soldiers in the helicopter.
Okay.
And they're
His name Jack Ryan.
No. Yeah. He's so with a 45, dude.
No shit.
Yeah, and gets X amount, and it has a bunch of confirmed kills, 17 confirmed kills with
That's
a 45. Dude, it's nuts. And he's like, this is my neighbor. I'm just like, what the? That dude never even said nothing about it. So he goes to him, and then he sees him or whatever later, and he's like, bro, I was watching this show and this, that, and the other, and he's like, oh yeah, I don't like talking about that stuff. And it was like, okay, cool. So
I try to forget about that.
Yeah, he just shuts it down. Nope. So Jeff's like, all right, cool. Man. I don't want to talk about it either.
Well, that's probably why he doesn't talk about it. I mean, it's some of those.
But
guys
it's like a 911, 1911 Kimber or whatever it is. I don't know what that old American gun is. I don't know. I'll get him on. He's got some stories, dude. You can sit with him all day and just talk about it, the stuff that man's been around. All right, so we're gonna move on. I didn't get to this question that I had for. Oh, we had some comments. Well, we'll save that one. The trucker stories. I didn't get to it last one.
Okay.
Remember I hit you a trucker story. Do you have a trucker? I guess it could be truck story too. I feel like there's a difference though. I think in trucker and truck.
Well, trucker, I think is a diesel 18-wheeler freaking semi.
A big rig.
Yeah.
A big rig.
I never drove a big rig. I drove a water truck.
Okay, so that's not doesn't really. Well, I mean that doesn't really count, but.
I
But do you know anybody or have any stories of trucker stories?
The one trucker story that when you said it came to my mind was a guy that when I worked at Hilltown and Gravel, he used to do long haul stuff, so he was always in truck stops.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, you always keep a cup of Mountain Dew on the step of your truck. And I'm like, why? He goes, because lot lizards, when you throw a cup of Mountain Dew at them, think that you're chucking a cup of piss at them. So he says you just always keep a cup of Mountain Dew on the side. He goes, because they just come knocking on your door.
Oh
And
yeah.
another one comes knocking on your door. Another one comes knocking on your door, and you're trying to get sleep. And he's just like, "No, I'm not doing this." And he just opens the door and says, "I'm not doing this. Stop knocking on my door." And he throws a cup of Mountain Dew, and then they freak out and get all pissed off. And I don't know if they tell each other or what, because I mean, once you throw one cup, I mean, you're out. Like, unless you're filling that cup back up with another Mountain Dew for the next one, but you're still waking up every time they knock on your door. It's not stopping them. So I don't know.
That's crazy. Yeah, sprinkle around the Mountain Dew like home defense keeps them off.
Right.
That's a real thing, dude. Lot lizards.
Yeah.
So I remember I went trucker style for a minute with Levitt Trucking.
Okay. Yeah.
So I started out grease monkeying it, like working on the trucks and greasing fittings and all that, and then like popping tires and busting tires and changing tires on rims and all that stuff. They didn't have no machine, so you had to like crowbar and like lube it up and pop them loose, dude. And I wasn't very big in those days. And so it was like everything I had to get them tires popped loose. But then I remember like, they were like, "Oh, hey, you want to go on a road trip?" Like, cause they would take me, I would go so I could help tarp and chain up and just kind of do that kind of stuff. And, dude, that lot lizard thing is legit. Like, and what was I then? Probably a junior in high school, senior in high school. Junior when I was working
remember you doing that
for the Levitts. Yeah. Mom had to sign paper, so I wasn't 18.
Yeah.
Because Mom had to sign like a waiver, and I had to have they had to have some paperwork because I was going trucker style, and we were going from state to state.
Cross state lines and stuff.
Yeah, so they get a lot because they get like checked a lot more. And, but dude, that's a different breed, bro. Dude. Like, them dudes just drive. And they only can drive so long, and then they got to stop and put it in their books.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're only supposed to anyways. But I remember, so I got a couple. I'll just kind of rifle through them. One of them, because you know how I get when I'm a passenger, I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
It's like physically impossible for me to stay awake, especially when I was younger, dude. Now I feel like I've gotten better at it, but he said I was sleeping so hard one time, and we had the window open. It was an old Peterbilt truck, and we were hauling cross country. We were calling open load, so we were hauling like flatbeds.
Right.
So you'd go and get you'd pick one thing up they have it all routed out, so you're making money.
Right.
So we would drive to this place, load it, and then you drive to this other place, unload it, and then either at the same place or right close to it, you're picking up another loading up and heading somewhere else. And you do this for like 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it may be, 7 days, however long. It's just about 5 days. And, dude, after driving and then like sleeping, I don't know, I think it was the first day. And we drove for like 10, 12 hours or whatever it was, 14 hours. And I just was assed out, dude, just sleeping. And I guess, so the windows rolled because we were running a hill or whatever. I don't think we had AC in this thing, if I remember right. But the windows were down, dude. And they got them big old mirrors. Yeah. And apparently some big old flying bug, dude, came and bounced off the mirror and smacked me right square in the face or the forehead or whatever it was. And the guy driving was like, oh, and he thought like, oh man, like it got him. And I didn't even wake up. Like I was just sleeping. And dude, he's like, and then I kind of like woke up, I think, or he hit me and woke me up. And I was like, what? He's like, dude, this big old bug just hit you in the face. And I was like, what? And he's like, it's in here. You got to find it. And so I'm like looking, and dude, it was like some big old black flying, like Mormon cricket style, but with wings. Yeah, dude, just trilled me right in the head. I couldn't stay awake. But that's the first time I learned about, we broke a yoke on the driveline. Yeah. On one of the axles, and had to get up in there and take it apart and wire it up, and then only drive with like one drive train. Right. Or drive train, whatever you want to call it. And I remember it was just so slow. And then we got to, And people just tailgate and just are right behind you as a big old diesel truck, dude. People are a-holes. You find out with that kind of stuff until we got it fixed, and then we went and picked up the load, and it was a track, like one track off of like a excavator or whatever.
Okay.
You know, it had the inners. It wasn't just like the outer track. It was the whole that piece of it.
Yeah.
But it was all of that 3-foot trailer or whatever they are.
Right.
So this thing's 53 feet long, and I don't even know how tall you would. It was twice as tall as I was. So the thing's probably 12, 14 foot tall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it wasn't like it was at like the back of the truck, like where the stacks were at. It was close to that height. Then people don't tend to follow too close behind you when that thing's sitting on there.
No.
You know, that thing was huge, dude. I just remember going out and they just piece them apart, take the tracks off, and then they put the body, and then they put the bucket, the scoop on one, and then like the arm on another, and then the tracks on other trucks, and then the body. So they just have to pull these things apart and haul them off in like a transformer. Yeah. And then put them back together. But the lot lizard thing, dude, so he was telling me about it, and he's like, oh, there's one right there. And he had already explained to me what they were. You know what I mean? Like, and I just didn't know. Like most, probably like a lot lizard. Yeah, just basically a prostitute running around a truck stop. Yeah. You know, and well, they don't even, so they weren't like, they were just like roaming. It's like, it's like a movie, dude, because they're not, and I'm sorry, like, they're not the most attractive. And they're not probably in the most. I mean, they're all drugged up, dude. Because they where we were at, I couldn't tell you where it was, but they looked like it was like a zombie apocalypse, dude. Wow. You'd be sitting there, and all of a sudden, like this tweaker one would come just like strumming by, you know, and then like, so you know, we're sitting there eating or doing whatever we were doing, hanging out, and then you see like headlights flash on a truck. Oh no. And then it's just like all of a sudden it's like, dude, it's like Resident Evil, you know, they're like, be quiet, or like I Am Legend or whatever, you got to be quiet. Yeah, where you have to be quiet, and they won't. No, the lights flicker, dude, and all of a sudden they come out like, dude, all of a sudden there's like a couple of them trying to hurry up and get over there before the other one, and like whoever gets there first.
He lines them up all in front of his head.
Oh yeah, just to see which one he wants, dude. I'm telling you, it's just like a brothel.
No, okay, let's see. Yeah.
Just like a brothel, dude.
Right there.
Oh yeah, but I remember we went. So that was my first lot lizard incident, and then we pulled into. I think we were in Vegas or something. So it's hot, and it's this black Peterbilt, and so I was in the back because we'd got stopped, and they were checking the trailer. And they found a crack, so you got to get like somebody, a company or whatever there that comes and has to weld it. Okay. You know, when you get like randomly chosen for inspection. Right. I crawled in the back to sleep, and it was hotter than a mother. So I'm laying in my shorts, and just basically like how you sleep at night. Just sweating profusely, and then I was just like out, and he thought I died. Dude, because he was hollering at me, and then he swung open the door, and I was like, the way I was laying or whatever, and then just hot, and the way I looked, and he started jarring me, and I woke up, and he was like, dude, I honestly thought you had died. Like, and I was like, no, I'm not dead, dude. It's just hot in here. I'm trying to sleep. The fan was going or whatever. But yeah, I mean, that was my trucker stories. Lot lizards and dying in the back.
Yeah, no.
I don't really have. Do you have any truck stories? Doesn't have to be a trucker. Can be a truck, 4-wheel driving, braking stuff.
No, not really.
Vinny don't like the 4-wheel drive.
I don't like the 4-wheel drive. I get scared unless I got somebody with me. If I'm out there by myself, it's a no go. But I got little Kev out there and he's a psycho, and he'll just be like, just get it, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna break something. Just get it. You'll be fine. But. And I haven't broke anything that way. We did, when I worked at Hale Sand and Gravel, we had like an old, I want to say 74 flatbed Ford. And, you know, we used to haul stuff on that for and it had a dump. It was a flatbed, but it raised, so it was a dump trailer. It wasn't a trailer, but it was a dump bed. And I mean, we've loaded up trailers the wrong way. Like, oh, go get sandbags. I'm like, how many? And they're like, I don't know, bring the whole pile. Then we loaded up the trailer, and we didn't put it over the axle. We like loaded it on the tongue, and we had that thing. Like, we start driving down the road, and I go to make a turn, and the front wheels aren't touching the ground. I'm like, oh shit! So we had to stop the truck and jump out and try to read. You know, I was young. I was like 18, 19 when I did that. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. So
you didn't know how weight distribution worked.
No, I did not know how weight distribution worked at all.
I've learned that the hard way a few times.
But yeah, that, you know, like when you were talking about following that semi, if I follow any of those semis that are carrying big boulders, like decorative boulders, or like taking it somewhere, or whatever, I do not get behind those trucks. There's been too many stories about boulders falling off trucks and rolling over cars behind them and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like, not.
Isn't there some too, like some? I know there's some scrap metal ones too, where like that lady was driving and she heard like this whistling noise.
I haven't heard that one.
You did, yeah. She was driving along, and then like air, like coming into the car, and she was like, "What?" And she like it had gone through the windshield, like over on the passenger side.
She didn't hear it hit the windshield?
No, because it was like just the piece of rebar came through. I mean, you're doing 70 miles an hour. So it came through so fast, like it kind of splintered it out, but it didn't like whop the windshield and cause it to like web. So it just like a puncture.
Yeah.
It just punctured through it and was stuck in the passenger seat.
Dude.
Next to her. Like just stuck out of it like a spear.
Dude.
Oh, dude, talk about it, man. That would be nuts. You're like, what's that noise? Look over, and here's a freaking 22-inch piece of rebar stuck into the seat of your passenger car. Oh, God.
Luckily you didn't have a passenger.
No doubt, huh? Or a kid behind. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember hearing that story.
I see all those trash trucks, like when we go to Vegas and stuff like that, because they haul their trash clear out north of Vegas. Yeah. So any of those kind of trucks that have like stuff on them, they've got that mesh over the top of it now. I'm pretty sure it's
but it's still, I see that on cars when they smash all them cars and stack them up, and then they put a plastic mesh over it. I'm like, what is that going to do?
Keeps the rebar from falling off.
I guess, yeah, that'll do that.
I mean, it's supposed to. I mean, they probably just do the bare minimum, but
wrap it up so I guess the little parts don't fall out. So I did get some. I got a comment. So because it came through. The Lake Powell.
Yes.
When we did the Lake Powell, when you did the remote.
Yes.
And you didn't have your shirt on.
Yes.
And so comments have been made, I guess, brought to my attention through different entities like social media or like comments on YouTube because it was video. Because so it was brought to my attention that there's been comments made about the hairy people. I think that had to do with like, I couldn't even tell you what episode it was on, but I know we talked about how hairy you are.
Yes. And
you got that back patch hair.
Yes.
You know, kidney patches or whatever you want to call it. I don't know.
My tramp stamp hair.
You got that too. But I'm saying up on the ribs.
I don't think so.
I think you do, dude. You might want to take your shirt off and let's see.
No, I'm okay. I don't think I have those.
I get all soft and sensitive. No, go ahead. Just take your shirt off. Go ahead.
Take it off.
Let everybody see that back. Right. Just on the side. I think you have it on your, like right there where your ribs are at.
I got no hair there.
Oh. Nope, you don't.
Hair there.
All right. Well, I take that back. I apologize. But you do have some ass crack hair going on there. Damn. All right, that's good. Get back down here. Cover that up. Oh, I thought you did, dude, and I apologize. That is you do got that, yeah. So it was, yeah. So okay, I apologize. I thought you had the I don't even know what they call them, the little liver patches or kidney. I don't know. I think your kidneys are lower anyways. So,
All right, what's the comment? Let's move on.
so it was brought in into they're like because we talk about the hair and like so it was brought up and he says, well, what? And this is a dude. He goes, what about the opposite? So basically, what I would call manscaping.
Okay.
So he is like anti that. So this guy is like, well, you guys are always bagging on the hairy. So I'm assuming he's probably hairy.
Okay.
So that's what I mean. He got pretty defensive about it.
I don't manscape.
And so clearly we can tell. But that's what I'm saying.
Different levels of
No.
manscape.
So what I'm saying is that he was getting defensive and giving us like commenting on it and like running with like, hey, you guys are always bagging on the hairy dudes. What about these dudes that manscape? He's like, basically is that I mean, I can't say, I think you say queer now. He was like, is that queer? Like, is that, being not a man or less manly, I should say. So that is a question. So
I
for
don't
the
think
listeners,
I bag on anybody hairy. I think you bag on me for being hairy.
I don't know that I bag. I just say that you're hairy. I don't feel like I even.
How much
I
hair
got
do
to,
you have? Let's see your shirt.
I
Take
got
your
to
shirt.
try to. I got to try to think of.
Take off your shirt.
No.
See, you get me to take off mine to look for these patches of hair.
That's
And
because-
let's see.
That's just because it's more fun that way.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
So does this guy? Let me ask you this: does this guy feel this? Like, does he go to your gym?
Well, it doesn't matter like who.
No. I don't.
Oh.
It doesn't matter who he is. But would this person have seen you at the gym without your shirt on? Has he ever seen you without your shirt on?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Does he
yeah.
feel you're less manly?
Does he think I'm less manly?
Because you manscape.
Because I manscape.
You manscape.
Yeah, for sure he would. He's saying in general whoever does it is that way. So my question would be like manscape or not.
No, it's a preference. You're still
Right.
a man.
So like
You
who
want.
but and then also so our listeners can comment in because do they like it manscaped or not? Because I'm sure there's females or males that like being hairy or having hairy. You know what I mean? Like females liking their men hairy.
That's what
Or is it like the guy is just like, I don't want to have to sit here and deal with this. It's kind of like shaving.
It is.
You know what I mean? But so I had commented back to him as like, well, I don't shave. I just trim, like to keep it manicured. Does that make sense?
You mow it.
Just mow it. Yeah.
You mow it.
So comment in. Let us know. What is your preference? I guess could be easily to say it like, and why? Like, why do you like this hairy? This hairy chest, like this. Your chest pubes down to your ball fro. Like this combination.
I don't have a body to do it. Like, there's no reason for me to show off, the contours of my abs or my pecs or anything like that. I mean, I can show off my keg, my freaking 8-month-old keg.
So that's perfect. So you're doing it. You would say you would do it for yourself.
I mean, yeah,
like because
I don't know. I've never been in that good a shape to do it. So
you think it's so okay? That's a valid thing. So you think you need to be in shape to trim?
Well, I mean,
I say trim it because most people because I know there's some people out there that are not, and they come to our gym and they are 100% fully. They throw their shirt off. There's dudes that are just like,
I'll take my shirt off and work out. I mean,
correct. And he's not. These guys are not in shape. They work out and they do fit, but like they don't have abs. They don't have like muscle definite. None of that stuff. But they trim. They trim it down. I mean, a couple of them got some back hair and stuff, and they have their significant other trims it. So apparently they don't like it either. I mean, they're helping them weed it down. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure there's a lot of it. Like, I wear a shirt and I get that, saw that sweat on my shelf, right there. When I sit down, I got this, my belly shelf.
Yeah.
I get sweat there all the time. Would I get more or less without hair? I don't know. I've never done it. So
maybe we should try that. Do an experiment, and we should have you. Whoop-a.
That's so much work, dude. That's a lot of hair.
That's trimming it. You're just gonna trim it. All you gotta do is hook on. You got electric razor, right?
Electric razor.
So just give her a shearing. Like a shearing old sheep. Probably don't let it go down in your drain. I would do it like where you sweep it up.
Yeah, I'd have to go stand out in the backyard and just.
You could do that too, dude. Because I don't think you want to do it over drain. I'll plug that thing up in a hurry.
I know.
But you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So here's a perfect time. Like, comment on there. Let us know, like, I guess the reasoning of why you do it. You know what I mean? Like, I just do it. I just trim it all to the same. And that's just my preference. Like, I just do it that way. So, like, then, like, when my little nipple hairs aren't longer than the hair that's on my belly. It just all stays the same. And so that's why I just trim mine off. Because I don't like them. Like, when I take my shirt off, I don't like looking down and seeing I got these long nipple hairs. I like uniformity.
But see, you aren't as hairy as I am.
True.
Like, you don't have that kind of hair. You don't have that. I
don't have that dark, coarse hair.
No, you don't have that dark, coarse hair. And even if you let it grow, it doesn't. I don't think it covers as much as your body as mine.
No, I don't get. I have it. I get it on my chest and then like down my stomach right here.
Yeah.
I don't have any on my sides, my back, my shoulders, nothing. My arm hairs stay generally the same. I have thin hair, and you guys have dark, coarse hair.
Yeah.
So I've always had like that. I guess they call it thin hair, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's just a thin, kind of reddish, blondish hair it's just thinner and not as coarse. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I don't have that. So that's where like mine, I have it, but it's like softer and it doesn't. That's why I say, so some of them, they're just like, this is all like normal. And then I'll get like some long ones up here and then like, down. And so then they're just like not even. And so it don't take me, but probably 2 minutes, maybe. And I only do it like, I don't know, once a month, every other month, something like that.
See, and
I would be interested to see how fast yours grows.
I have shaved from kind of like this chest area up.
Mm-hmm.
The ex didn't like the hair coming out of the top of my shirt. And are you?
Oh yeah, dude, that's impressive, dude. I know some guys that got that, bro. I'll come looking over there and it's like a sweater vest hanging out.
So on the UPS shirts, they're button-up shirts, so it's kind of more like a V-neck. So there's always just hair, just like right there. So it was one of those things that it was like, all right. So I would shave, like razor shave.
Okay.
And so instead of having like those turtleneck those fake turtlenecks you can put on under your shirt that come here and they go up to your neck, that's the part I shaved. Like everything else,
yours was opposite.
I did the opposite. I shaved the turtleneck part off. But the biggest part for me is, I don't know if it's just my physicality or what it is, but when UPS trucks don't have air conditioning, so you're hot and sweaty all day long. The shirt's rubbing, and it was always just pokey. But then you can't let it get, then you're like, okay, if I'm going to keep shaving, it's kind of like shaving our head. We don't let it get 2 inches long and then shave our head again. You got to keep up on it. Yeah. You got razor burns. You got all this. It's just breaking out, and it's like it wasn't worth it for me.
Yeah.
I don't like the breaking out, and I don't like the poking. And when it starts to get long again, catching on it. But your hair
that's where I do right, and I don't shave it down to the skin. Like I say, I just trim it because I don't have to because there's not that much.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it just when I hit it with the trimmer, it just stays down. But so hit us up, let us know. But yeah, that was this thing it was talking about. But I think also some of it has to do with, like you said, the preference of who you were with at the time was like, hey, I don't like that hair sticking out of there. Which, I mean,
when your goatee and your
yeah,
chest.
I sometimes like, dude, when people grow like that, I'm like, what, you growing a neck beard? Like, people, dude, what in the, like, come on. Like, some people get some hair going down there.
It looks uncomfortable.
Yeah, I can't be. Like, your collar's got to be plucking hairs and poking hairs. But
It's
there's
just
certain
hot.
just preferences, too, like, don't have a neck beard. You know? Some people are hairy. Than others. But so, like, the manscaping, that goes all the way down to the private parts, too. Like, mine's shorn, dude. Just
Thanks for that image.
You're welcome. But some don't. Some go 70s. Some go that 70s style. Just full on bush, dude. Because I feel like that would be weird. You trim that up and then like get to your belly button and foomp, it's just right back.
Been there, done that. Look like a Munich.
Yeah. Oh, jeez. And you're like, oh, this didn't turn out very well, huh? So you just didn't decide just to get the rest of it, huh? You're just like, I'll let it grow back.
There's one freaking spot. Just boom! Like, what is going on? I'm all man in number 12 years.
I'm all man,
I mean?
man. Like, I can't even recognize myself.
No, there was
that's
a
good
comedian
time.
once that like was talking about how hairy he was, and he was like, "Yeah," he goes, "I could be walking down on the beach, and people would look at me and be like, there's two midgets riding, little people. There's two little people, riding horse. What do you call it when you put somebody on your shoulders?
Oh, I don't know.
No, it's not horseback.
No,
But yeah. But anyway, he was
when
talking
you
about
have
how,
somebody on your shoulders, not like
Yeah.
piggybacking.
Yeah, piggybacking, yeah, kind of that
okay.
thing, you know. It looks like two little people. He goes, I'm so hairy down there. It looks like it's an afro and then another person on top. So it looks like two people
Two people
riding
piggyback. You
right
know?
over the beach, you know.
That's awesome. All right. Well, that was good, dude. All right, so we made it through this other one, and we got into the manscaping. I figured I'd have to bring it up since we were getting hammered pretty hard about the talking of the hair and talking about it just being hairy.
I'm hairy.
Because I mean, even Kevin, dude, brother Kevin, he's super hairy, but he trims it. But I mean, could you imagine not?
I don't pay attention if he does.
Yeah,
or
his
doesn't.
is trimmed down. Yeah, he's definitely trimmed down. He took his shirt off over the 24th when we were out throwing beanbags and doing the pool party. But all right, well, comment in. Let us know.
So how did this get brought up because I was in Lake Powell when I did the recording with my shirt off? It was kind of like,
Yeah, that's
hey,
where
stop
because
making fun of hairy people
then it
you're-
was like, I don't think it was like stop making fun of it. It was just like, hey, you guys are always commenting about the hairy.
How we felt
Like,
on the other
why don't you ever talk about the being queer and trimming and this, that, and the other, or shaving or whatever? And I was like, well, I don't know if it's that, but so I was like, I'll bring it up. Like, I ain't worried about it.
I don't think it has anything to do with your sexual preference. I think it
Yeah.
has to do with your comfortability. You know,
That's
how
it.
comfortable you feel.
Metrosexual, that thing. I think they called it that. I think that's what all that manscaping stuff was called. But I don't know.
Why not? Why not manscape? I mean,
Yeah.
like women do their eyebrows, they do their eyelashes, they do their fingernails and stuff like that, and we do a little manscaping. It doesn't make us any less of a man.
No, I mean, and especially if you do it for sure if your significant other likes it.
Yeah.
I mean, get on it, all right? All right, well, comment in. Hit us up. Let us know, because I can't wait to hear about the manscaping stuff. Like, let us know. First, like, whatever you want to let us know. But, like, why you do it, or if your significant other likes it, or why you don't do it. Because I like you said, I don't feel like it makes you any less of a man. You know what I mean? But whatever. So, all right, bro. Well, it was good. That was a good hit. I like that. That was fun. So we will hit you up on the next one, huh?
All right, buddy.
Peace.